And on the first day of the week came Mary and the other Mary to the tomb. Woman, why weepest thou? Whom seekest thou?
Because they have taken away my Lord, and I know not where they have laid him.
Then an angel with beautiful shoes appeared to her and said,
Do not be afraid. I know ye seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen as he said. Come, see the place where the Lord used to lay. Down the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem that day, the soldiers tried to clear the narrow street, but the crowd pressed in to see a man condemned to die on Calvary. He was bleeding from a beating. There were stripes upon his back, and he wore a crown of thorns upon his head. And he bore with every step the scorn of those that cried out for his death. Down the Via Dolorosa, called the way of suffering, like a lamb came the Messiah, Christ the King. But he chose to walk the road out of his love for you and me. Down the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary. That would cleanse the souls of all men made its way to the heart of Jerusalem. Rosa, called the way of suffering, like a lamb came the Messiah, Christ the King. But he chose to walk the road out of his love for you and me. Down the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary. Down the Via Dolorosa, all the down the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I would like to thank you this morning for coming to the FancyRoseArtricia Pentecostal Apostolic Baptist Church this morning. We are so glad that you came to be with us. And I want to get right into the word of the Lord. I want to thank the singing group for the lovely song and the lovely ladies that put on the skit this morning. We thank them so much. Thank God. Thank God. We're going to get right into the word of the Lord this morning. You're going to open your book to Matthew 28. And we're going to read the 6th verse. Tell your neighbor, say, 6th verse. He is not here. For he is risen. As he said, come see the place where the Lord lay. And I could read a ton of scriptures this morning, but I'm going to stop right there. Listen, all over the world this morning, the churches are empty. There's nobody sitting in the pew. But I'm going to tell you that this morning, we, as the body of Christ, have mirrored the grave for the first time. Because just as the churches are empty, so is the grave. Y'all ain't hearing me this morning because you ain't getting this revelation that I'm putting out. Do you hear me? So what I'm trying to say to you this morning is every other Sunday that came in Resurrection Sunday, we all was gathered in the church house. But this Sunday morning, the devil already had us because we're not all gathered together. But he didn't know the symbolism that the Lord was going to speak into my bones about that grave. So this morning, we represent what the grave represented all those years ago. The grave was empty, and so was the church this morning. Now the building was empty, but these vessels and these bodies all over the world online was with Jesus. Our spirits was connected all over the world. Though the pews were empty, our hearts were full, because we knew and we know that he got out of the grave. On the third day, he rose again. On Good Friday, it was worshiping, and the demons were shouting, and they were doing their dance, because they didn't know that on the third day, just as he said he would do it, and as I read to you in Matthew 28 verse 6, he is not here. He's risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where the Lord lay. Now, I'm not going to be long this morning because I'm wrapping it up right here. Ooh, Jesus. But all I wanted to tell you, to stop by and say, is that COVID-19 can't get us down. All it did was have us mirror Resurrection Day, because the churches were empty, but so is the grave. And as long as the grave is empty, we shall live again. We will rise again, just like heroes. We will rise again to meet Jesus.